Welcome back, you sadistic, twisted people, to another episode of Turbo's Torch. This is Tiger Turbulence, uncensored, unleashed, and turning the torch up on SFA identities. Now, it's a sad time, this particular part of the season, as the Sweet FA is in decline. We've had 3 squibs so far this season take off crying from the hot seat because it's too hot for them. Yes, I'm talking about you, Mr. Melty, Jabba, the not-so-tough 73, and that cowardice leader, the admin, Kennedy Parker. Shame on you all. So, although we have these squibs out there, we also still have some authentic, tough, goody players. I'm happy to see some players step up. So today, as a special, we'll be talking about all things rookies, but not to just one player, but 2, if my budget can afford it. So, first I'd like to welcome a player with 23 games under their belt, one-time premiership player, wears the Bomber jersey with no Eka, last year's rising star. Welcome, Sandra.
Well, thanks, Turbo. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you on too. What the hell is going on with the Bombers with Jabba being a squib, mate? I'm a bit disappointed. He was challenged to come on the show, and you've come on without even being challenged. What's up with Jabba? What is he, a squib?
Oh, just not his cup of tea, I guess.
Oh, not his cup of tea. Jesus, mate. You must be a bit, down at Baghdad, you'd have to be a bit embarrassed about someone squibbing, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's your word. It's not my word, man.
Yeah, righto.
But look, I did this to help you out because you were short of guests, so just be thankful for what you got, mate.
No, I am thankful. It's good that you come up. It's just a shame someone that's been challenging, but that's all right. Jab, his time will come. Righto. Now, to the right, arguably one of the sexiest players in the comp, with 20 games under their belt from the old boys. Last season's EKA winner. Welcome, Mrs. Turbo. How are you, darling?
Oh, hello, Turbo. I'm well, thanks.
The reason you're both on here together is you're both currently on the Rising Star panel, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
Righto. So what's the Rising Star about? What's its purpose? What is it for those that mightn't even know what we're talking about?
Oh, it's just to have a look at the previous season's rookies, have a look at the new season's rookies, and basically it's equally weighted between what they get up to posting in match threads and what have you, and also what their footy stats look like. But then you've got to weigh into consideration if they've got a good position on the ground or if they've got a shit position. So it's a fairly inexact science, but yeah, there's some good rookies to look at this year for sure.
With this voting, how many of you vote? Do you both vote?
Just about anyone who was sort of in the, in the rookie list last year was sort of invited to be involved. And I think we've got a handful of people who have stepped up to the plate. I mean, I keep an eye on them, just in terms of who we're playing and in terms of looking at other media threads and seeing rookies who sort of pop their head up. But it's... I'm assuming it's voted at the end of the home and away rounds. We haven't totally nailed it down yet, but Falconista's also helping organise it, and Mrs T, Kilroy's a sort of an advisor if we need him, and there's who else is involved?
I don't think it's an exact science, because when I keep asking questions of the people, if it wasn't for the guys, the Falconista and Kilroy, I wouldn't have any idea what actually is done. So I think from what I can gather, each time it's done, because it's a new group of like last year's rookies doing it, most people have got no idea what's going on. So from a very process-driven perspective, which is what my background is, this is a shambles. This is a complete mess. But you've got to just go with what you got and sort of stumble kind of through and hopefully come out with what's right. That's how I see it anyway.
I've got a spreadsheet to work through the...
Yeah. But the guys who've done that aren't the rookies. They're the like the Falconista, Kilroy, and the likes of those who actually do the spreadsheets and keep it up to date.
Budmaster actually came up with the last spreadsheet, I think.
Yes, Buddy did. It was, yeah. The thing is, like, you can track and monitor the DTs really effortlessly because that's in the system. What it doesn't allow you to track, you can look at the number of posts but not the quality of the posts, because I could just put a one-word response as a rookie and I'd be up there with my stats. But to me, it's about engagement, and sort of working through the team sheet each week. And that's what makes it not an exact science. Like you might have a good feeling about somebody that you've seen as a rookie, but it's just because you had fun or you banded with them and it was just enjoyment.
A one-off thing.
Yeah, it's that's why I say it's not really an exact science.
Well, you know how the Ekas worked out?
That's the captains of every club, isn't it? And
They
the
pretty
leadership
well.
of every club.
Yeah, so at the end of the season, we'll just be asked as a LG to put in their top 5 rookies in preference, and then that goes to the thing. But that's just not based on anything other than you pick 5 rookies that you want to pick. There's no criteria whether it's about the DT or anything. It's a bit random. And that's why I was wondering if you guys being more focused on it all season rather than just a decision at the end of the season, whether you actually monitored or tracked rookies to sort of,
Not on a weekly basis, no.
No, righto.
We did talk about doing it weekly, but I think everybody just didn't really get excited by that.
Well, it's hard work when you're talking about
It's
players
a lot of
across all
effort.
the teams. It's
Yeah.
it's hard enough just keeping track of your own guys that'll know everybody else.
Yeah.
I suppose the next thing I'd ask then is, what's the difference? You've got the EKA, which is for the best rookie of the year, as voted by the captains/LGs. You've got this award. Is there really any difference between the two? Why do we have 2 rookie awards for what seems to be the same thing?
My opinion is we shouldn't. I don't get why we have 2 anyway. It's like, that seems like a double up.
What do you think, Sunra?
Well, yeah, in some ways I agree, but then again, the way they're judged makes them very different awards, because the Rising Star is voted by your peers, and in as much as it's voted on the previous year's lot of rookies. So I think that gives it some sort of integrity, whereas the EKA is really just like a Logie award that's just a popularity contest. That's that you get people right into TV week and they can vote for themselves just about. So
well, you're not allowed to vote for your own rookies.
Yeah, no, that's not possible. Your own captain can't vote for you.
No, you're not, because otherwise what would happen is every team would vote for their own rookies because you'd support your own rookies. So you're not allowed to vote your own rookies in the EKA.
All right, it's still a popularity contest, though. That's what I'm saying.
So you reckon the Rising Star is not a popularity contest? It's based on what?
It's supposed to be based on 50-50 Cootie stats, Dream Team versus 50% waiting on postings and general engagement and banter and stuff.
Righto. Well, I've had a look at the Rising Star and the EKAs just to see how they track out. So since season 23 to season 34, there have been 12 awards, and 5 of those have gone to the people have got the double. So Drago Delph got the EKA and the Rising Star. Wiggs did it. Yaka did it. Blern did it. Ace Andy did it. In the early days, that was when we had almost the first 5. There was 4 all doubled up. So it seemed like season 23 to 27, the best rookie just got both. But it's now separated out. So which tells me that there's some integrity there.
There's one other thing too. I don't think if you've been suspended, you can't win the EKA, but I think you can win the Rising Star.
Righto. Now, I don't know about that EKA thing. Is that in the rules? I know people have used it and said they're not almost not worthy. But an EKA's not a Brownlow, fuck's sake. It's just it's the best rookie. In fact, I would say if some rookies got banned during the rookie season, it's because they've been pushing the boundaries really heavily.
That's coming from a banhammer expert.
Well, I got banned as a rookie, a number of times. So, but I don't see that as a problem.
Too, son, Ra. You've been in banhammer how many times now?
Half a dozen, I think.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's an actual rule.
Clean people, us EKA winners, don't go to banhammer. We are like best and fairest equivalents. Best and fairest has integrity. There's no going to banhammer there.
Well, look at you, Sunray. You got the Rising Star last season, but you didn't win the EKA.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? How come you couldn't pull off the double? Even Ace Andy did.
Well, like I say, it's a popularity contest, and I don't think I'm exactly that popular outside of Baghdad.
Where did you come in the EKA? What number did you come in?
I think second.
I was going to say you'd have to be high up, because if you win the Rising Star, there's no way you can't be in the conversation. And do you reckon there would have been some teams would have just been anti-bomber, which meant even though you may have been, you know, a standout rookie, they wouldn't have slung votes your way just because you're a bomber?
I think just because I'm a bomber, and also I'm a bomber that pisses people off. There are some bombers that people like, but I've got
Which ones? Who are they?
Pugsley, people sort of like him.
Oh no, Pugsley's a love-hate man. You either love the pug or hate the pug.
I know he's got a couple of people at the OIBs that don't like him too much, but
yeah, the first 4 bloody hot seats I did this season, one of the questions is, you know, who do you dislike the most or hate? You know, just get a bit of aggro, and they kept coming up with the pug's name. I was surprised because we're both, Mrs T and I both love the pug. We've had him over in the hot tub. Yeah, so I was surprised. But I figured from what with him, when he pisses people off, and he really pisses them off, and he's consistent. He doesn't go away.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, Mrs T, you won the EKA, so you got a nice shiny badge. What did you do to get that? Do you know why you got it? Sunra is saying he didn't get it because he deserved it, but people just don't like bombers. They don't like him, and so he was just basically ostracised. But that doesn't mean you should be number 1, though. What did you do that got you out of all the group?
Oh, how am I going to tell you how people voted or why they voted? I just know it was a 3-2-1 vote by captains, LGs, and that's it. I don't know what I did.
You yourself, but looking at other people around, other rookies and that, what do you think?
The difference between Sunra and I, because I think we would have both been up there because we're both very chatty.
We're obviously both up there. You come 1 and 2.
Yeah, but I don't deliberately piss people off, whereas that's what Sunra loves to do.
Got it in 1.
Yeah, no, it's just a different style of posting is what I think.
Right. Well, then, Sunra, do you think Mrs T take you out of the equation? Do you think she was not deserving of getting EKA, that there was actually better, that she was overpriced to make number 1? Or was it fair that she got it, but you've got a claim to say, well, maybe you could see yourself getting it?
It is what it is. But basically, my commentary around the EKA sort of in the lead up to it last year, and also after the event in terms of having a crack at Mrs Turbo, has all been just about the drama and having a bit of fun. You know, I couldn't give a rat's ass about it, really.
Oh, mate, call her a bitch. Tell her she bloody was sleeping with captains, and there's a lot of shit going on why she got it.
Hold on, I was sleeping with captains. I had no idea what the EKA even was until I slept with the captain, and he told me one pillow talk.
Actually, it was the one thing I'll say, Mr T was, and even from my book, never played for the EKA. Like, it wasn't something where you set up a season looking for that, like you get people do a bees run and different shit. Yeah, that sort of come out of the blue, the EKA conversation. Because you remember there was people like you, Sunra, and Cannon Nooks, and there was a few really loud rookies who I would have said were, from an early days ago, they'll probably be the ones to get the EKA because you're all over the place. But
I think Cannon Nooks was a bit stiff last year because he went to Banhammer for a while, and that mucked his chances up a bit, I think.
Yeah, because he was, I mean, and all of you deserve it in your own way for what you did. But he was definitely a guy that was, doing a lot of postings. He was getting around the threads. He's doing media. He was into everything, so the sort of.
But there's that bullshit around media. I had no idea what media meant back then. As a rookie, I had no concept of it. And yet I kept seeing others like you, Sunra, who did media threads, and Cannon Nooks did a media thread.
Are you saying he was Ekahoran?
Well, I'm not using those words because I'm a nice person, but call him a whore if he wants to be a whore.
Is that why you're doing the media, Sunra, or was it to give yourself an EKA run?
I only did one media piece, I think, from memory.
That's one more than this ever winner.
And and I think that was on the back of Jai Dye did one that was pretty cringeworthy. So I thought, well, I can do better than that. So
But see,
Yeah.
my captain never told me to do media. And in
Nah.
fact, I'm confident other captains said, oh, no, put a media piece together, because I've heard that around the traps that they got told to do media, and so that's why they did it. Nookie was
No.
one of those. His captain was suggesting you'll be a shoe-in for the EKA if you do this as well.
No, I never got told.
Yeah, well, I just didn't do media.
See, from my point of view, I mean, I think when I look at rookies, it's the DTs mean nothing. DTs is just a position you put in. Like if you're put in a good position as a rookie, if your team's, that way inclined, then you'll get good DT. If you've got to earn your way in, then you'll be on bad DT. To me, it's the interaction. So if I go into a match thread and a rookie from the opposite team engages us and I come out of that week going, geez, that bloke was all right, and that was a rookie. That's what I'm looking for, is that interaction.
You just described the EKA award, whereas the Rising Star is
a combination
of the two.
Yeah, right, eh?
That's why the EKA is more important than the Rising Star, because it's about that engagement and connection.
See, my memory of the Rising Star back in season 25 was it was something they did a media thread, and every week they'd publish who got the Rising Star for that week out of the rookies. So somebody'd look around and see what rookies are doing what, and then they'd give the Rising Star that week to someone. And it was designed to engage rookies, have a place for rookies to sort of come into it like their own thread, and then have their names coming up, because otherwise they're just hidden. Now, that hasn't happened this year, has it? You just weren't giving away Rising Star awards during the season, were you?
No.
I've never even heard of that.
That sounds like a good idea, though.
Yeah,
well, I'm pretty sure that's how it was back in the day.
It's a great idea, but who was going to run it and do it? Because Sunray, you didn't step up to be, as the Rising Star recipient, the person to run and organise this. And yes, you were in Van Hemmo the last time when we were talking about it, so you couldn't have stepped up, but nobody volunteered. I didn't even come first or second in the Rising Star. I think I was third or fourth.
So do you think the person who wins the Rising Star by default should be responsible for the following season?
That's the way it worked the year before, I think, because Falconista did it last year.
Yeah, I suppose yeah. Righto.
But like I say, I've been in and out of the slammer, so it's been...
You've been a naughty boy.
No wonder you didn't get the EKA. You'd have tarnished it. You would have tarnished it.
I was very good last season. I got a couple of warnings, but I didn't get any holidays.
I've had some posts deleted. Does that count?
No.
But
are you finding, Sunra, though, that you're probably not getting as much flack because people now have gotcha, or are you actually playing a little bit nicer?
A bit of both, I think. Yeah. I'm definitely watching what I do, because I'm skating on thin ice now. So I've got about I think 9 months or so before points start dropping off.
Yeah, but my first impression of you were really nasty to me when I was playing Baghdad. And Sunra, you just don't get a second chance to make that first impression.
So you reckon the first impression was he was an arsehole?
I remember thinking arse wipe was how I
described it. Arse wipe.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of Mrs T, Sunra?
Seemed like a nice person.
Okay.
I would have said too nice. You kept saying, "Oh, you're too nice." It was fun though. It was good banner.
Well, with the Rising Star, then what's going to happen with that then? When you're looking at doing it?
It will happen before that end of season.
Right. So it's going to be a standalone ceremony where you'll start your own thread and.
Yeah.
Righto. And it's just for the one award, isn't it? Is there any other minor awards or anything to come up?
No, just the one award.
Oh, actually, last year there was 2 awards. One was the Golden Chatterbox, which was for the most posts.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure. Well, in fact, I know that I won that as well. And then the and then the main award, the Rising Star.
So are you two being involved then in the decision making? Are you allowed to talk about the actual rookies in terms of who's looking good, or are you?
I won't be making a comment on that. So like you said in the planning committee, I don't want to bias it with where my thoughts are. It'll be just a vote from me, one vote for my top 5.
Yeah, I made some stupid comments about Membling, which was just a bit of banter, and Kilroy had a crack at me about that it might look not so good. So I'm sort of stepping back from doing that.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked. So I asked and obviously Membling from the Royals was sort of come out of the box pretty fast at the start of the comp. He was someone that stood out. And I can talk about rookies because I've got nothing to do with your voting. So the people I look at, Kenny Warriors from the Old Boys. Have you had much to do with? Oh, actually, you would have, Sunra. He did one game with you blokes. He's been fun. He
has been a good find.
Yeah, he's a different sort too. He's not like one of the excited kids or anything. He's a bit of a different cat. Ronnie Raven from the Bears.
Yep.
He come up on my radar. May the North be with you from the Wanders.
The Wanders and Splint Whiskey.
Splint Whiskey from the Furies. He was good.
Cartwright.
Yeah.
Yep.
From the Demons. Aucklander from the Gumbies. He's good. Saint September from the Bombers.
Yeah, and there's also another couple at the Bombers too. There's a Sunny 3193 and also what's his name? Norway Blue. He doesn't post a lot, but when he does, I find him very funny, and he posts a lot in our team PM. But
yeah, I think that's a bit like in our team PM, Fleabane and Over the Post. Really, they do a lot there, but they used to do little in the actual game thread. But geez, they're both really funny. They're just good sense of humour. But they wouldn't have got a look in for either Rising Star or EKA because all of that humour and fun was more in the PM.
I think Over the Post got a bit of a talk about. I think he sort of started getting a little bit known.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah, more than Fleabane because she's a little bit quieter and subtle in her posting.
Just getting back to what you're saying about people who post in PMs, and a good example of that is Gab, our hopefully our Fred winner this year, Gab123. He hardly posted on Matt's thread last year at all, but he posted a fair bit in our team PM, and then he sort of basically come out of his shell this year, and he does his fair share of posting now. So some people just take time and to feel comfortable with the whole madhouse, you know.
Totally agree. It's overwhelming when you first get into it because I've never been on any type of forum previously to this. And I just finding but I still haven't worked out how to search for things properly or to look up what I want to look up. I know I've seen something somewhere, but I don't know anything about how to. So of the old boys, I'm the old girl. So this technology and computers and stuff is a little bit beyond me. But so I found that personally tough at the same time as and weird that you're talking to people you don't know, you've never met. Like it just is weird in my era, my age. Sunra, do you believe there should be 2 awards or just one award that sort of combines it all together? Because why is there 2 awards anyway?
Well, it's a bit of fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't make sense of it.
Now, Sunra, I recently read that you are Jabba and Bat's second child and their youngest daughter. Can you confirm this?
I think you've got your wires crossed there. Kilroy said something stupid along those lines, but I don't think it was Jabba. It was some.
No, I read it, and it said Jabba and Bat's second child and younger daughter. I laughed. When I read it, I laughed. I like that.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm just picturing Jabba and Bat having a child, and then I look at you, and I think, yeah, I can see it. I think I can see a bit of family resemblance from both sides.
Maybe. You can't pick your parents, can you?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, I just want to end on, if you're about to close up,
Mhm.
I think there should be one award and that should be decided how is it voted on. Include DTs if you think that's important, or weight them at least, because there's no way that I would have got a DTs award in the position you put me in, Turbo.
That's because I make our rookies work their way up. But anyway, that's just the way I do it.
I know, but that doesn't help anybody get anywhere if that's what that's about.
I still think any rookie vote should be because a rookie in any position getting great DTs can win a mobs or can, win the Fred medal, whatever, depending on where they're at. So that's open to everybody. To me, if you're looking purely at a rookie, it's got to be about the rookie personality and the engagement, and are they getting around the forums? Are they bantering with other? That's the thing for me for a rookie.
And that's what the EKA is, and that's why it's a superior award.
All righto then. Geez, you're a good ambassador for the Rising Star, aren't you? What about you, Sandra? As one of the representatives of the Rising Star, what do you think?
Like I already said, I don't see the big deal about having two separate awards. It's a bit of fun, but I wouldn't be fussed if there was only one either. It's not really something that I lose a lot of sleep over.
No, but the idea that it's promoting the rookie side and trying to, bubble that up, grow it, I think there's merit in it. I just think the merit's not there. Then if next season, whoever wins this one is told sort of halfway through the season, you got to do the Rising Star, and and they don't know what's going on and all the rest, because then that's a bit silly.
Yep.
Before we end though, Sunra, you said you weren't overly upset about Mrs T winning the EKA, and it was just all about the showmanship and everything. Seriously, mate, when you see that badge, her EKA badge showing there, deep down you do think it's yours, don't you? And you're bitter about it.
I think you're just trying to put words in my mouth now, mate.
No, I'm just asking you a leading question.
No, I honestly couldn't give her.
Oh, you would have liked it though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it would have been nice, but you don't always get what you want.
No.
And then the world's not always fair, so.
No, it's not.
There, Sunra. You can come and hold my EKA. I'll let you even polish it if you get a little bit needy.
Oh, look, it couldn't have gone to a nicer person.
Hey, look, if it's anything to you, Sandra, I never got an EKA either. I know how you feel. In fact, when she lords it over me now because she's got something from the SFA that I haven't got.
Didn't you win something last year?
I won a mobs medal last year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But you only get one chance at the EKA. So that's the one. If you don't get it,
hold on, unless you name sausage roll
or Sturge. Sturge is one too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I suspect there's probably a couple of players that have won too.
Under different names.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you could honestly get it out, I reckon you'd find there'd be a handful of players that have done it.
Like the fullback tried.
No, he wasn't trying to. That was just Tony Lynn pulling the piss out of the Gumbies. Not that they'll admit it.
Of course. Yeah.
Still waiting for Danny D's apology. Thanks for bringing that up, bloody Mrs T.
Yep.
What about you, Sunra? Can you confirm that Tony Lynn was the fullback?
No, I didn't. I just I didn't have any skin in that game, but I just enjoyed reading about it. It was a bit of fun. That
was fun. Especially when one side gets bent out of shape when the other side doesn't give a shit. Righto. Well, all right. Well, before we go, Sandra, is there any words of advice, being the Rising Star recipient, to all the rookies out there listening? What is it they can do to help their chances before the final vote's made?
Cause as much trouble as you can. That's what I'd say. Without
that's great advice.
Without coming to too much grief.
Righto, you heard it, you rookies out there. If you want the Rising Star, start causing some fucking trouble. Get out there and cause it. Yeah. Now, Mrs T, as the more prestigious rookie award, the EKA winner, what would you advise the rooks to do at this point to maybe garnish some votes from the LGs?
Ironically, it's the exact opposite. Don't cause trouble, just have loads of fun. Enjoy it.
And be nice. And sleep with the captain. And sleep with the captains.
Oh, yeah, that's without saying. But it doesn't make any difference if you sleep with your captain, but you might enjoy it.
No, sleep with the captains of the other team. That's how they get the votes.
If you'd let me know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
and don't go doing any like bees blitz bullshit like I see happening at the moment. Everybody's trying to get their media in to get this bees award. It's media doesn't do diddly squat for you, so don't bother.
That's all fun to me. But you're right. If you're a rookie now trying to do a bit of media to enchant yourself, you're in the wrong end of the season. You're in the B season now.
Yeah.
You're just going to get drowned out.
Yeah. Now that I know what bees is and EKA is and all these awards are, I can kind of make some sense of it. But before, as a rookie, just have fun. Seriously, just enjoy it and take the mickey out of others where you can, and they'll enjoy it. And yeah. But not trouble. You'll end up in band like Sunra.
So you heard it. If you want to win the Rising Star, get out there and cause havoc, anarchy. And if you want the EKA, be nice, suck up to the captains, be a very good rookie. Righto. Thanks for showing the Squibs how it's done. And sitting in the hot seat, Sunra and Mrs T. This is Tiger Turbulence making it hotter in the SFA.